But how?
Welcome to the world of you. You may not be able to start over in the real world, but you can start over in the world of you.
With its unique body-sharing technology, you was able to draw out a user's hidden strengths.
I can finally sing again.
She made it on used global music charts, just as I expected. I'm so dead! Nobody in their right mind would ever guess that Belle's user is actually a mousy nobody like you.
I guess it's true that everyone's hiding some kind of secret.
Susie, something wrong?
Why are you still here?
Wait! Who is that?
A dragon?
This is typical internet behavior.
Why does he do stuff that'll make people hate him?
Preserve the peace in you. This creature must be disposed of.
Who are
Aloha.
you really?
Trinidad, the Island Man, your Island Man, coming to you live once again from beautiful Hawaii here on the island of Oahu, bringing you, yes you, the best movie reviews on the entire island of Oahu. And yes, this is Trinidad, the Island Man, your Island Man. And last night, Sunday night, ending weekend opening of the movie, the animated Japanese anime movie called BELLE. I went ahead and I saw it. The box office for the weekend for this small opening movie did respectively well, coming in about 7th in the box office row of 10, top 10 for earnings, earning about $2 million overall in the theaters that it was, which was small. Being a Japanese anime movie, these usually don't get as large screenings or showings or even airtime as, the standard Hollywood blockbusters do. But without further ado, remember our rating scale, shock a thumbs up. It's good to see, I recommend it. Shock a thumbs down, it's junk. I don't recommend it. And for BELLE, it is a shock a thumbs up. Now, you've seen the trailers. Essentially, what this is a Japanese animated interpretation of the classic and Disney classic movie, Beauty and the Beast. But in this one, it is set in modern day Japan, where there is a program called U, just the letter U, that allows people to enter a virtual reality world, complete with avatars that are scanned, from your biosignatures. So whatever the true sense of you is, you enter this virtual world called AS, A-S, that it gives you an instant avatar so that you yourself can start over as a completely new being, a new entity, not even essentially human. You could be some type of animal, some type of fictional, legendary creature, a unicorn, a Pegasus, another creature, a robot from anime, etc. Whatever, you become this, and you are able to live your best life possible in this artificial reality, artificial simulation, artificial world of virtual reality through this movie. And this is where this young woman, a young pre-adolescent, pre-teenage girl, just, in maybe high school, freshman, sophomore maybe, has found herself, being a very mousy, quiet, isolated girl, very withdrawn after the death of her mother at a young age. You know, her mother drowns terribly, attempting to rescue a child who was struggling in the waters. You know, and unfortunately, in saving that child, she loses her own life, and thus leaves her husband and her one daughter, you know, estranged, you know, alone. And you know, her mother was teaching this, you know, her daughter music. She loved to sing, but with the death of her mother, she finds that she can no longer find her voice, speak in public, let alone sing the way that she used to, unfortunately. However, once she is invited into this virtual reality world, she begins to, you know, experience a totally different life, being able to come out of her shell as this illustrious, fabulously beautiful, you know, phenom of a singer called Belle. You know, very much of Beauty and the Beast's Belle. You know, and takes the artificial world by storm. And everyone, you know, wants to listen to her music, wants to know who she is, as everyone's identity is kept secret in this virtual world. And still, you know, she is loving this new life, this alternate life, as, you know, she is still very much the same in you know, school and in the real world. However, whenever she gets the chance, she jumps into this virtual reality where she can once again find her voice, sing the songs that her mother, you know, loved, the songs that she, you know, finds within herself, depicting the stories of her life, the tragedies, the loves, you know, her desires, basically. And it is there on the top, on the height of her pedestal in this world, where she finds a creature, a beast-like creature, a dragon who seems to be some type of great MMA fighter in this virtual world that is being pursued by the authorities of this virtual world, condemned for, I guess, winning too many matches. Basically, you know, they say he's fighting dirty. Why they don't leave him alone in this virtual world where everybody seems to be free to do whatever they want to do within reason. I mean, he's not just picking fights out of nowhere. He is in these matches. But however, because I guess he's too much of a champion, they wish to bring him down, this ugly looking dragon. And they wish to find out who he is and bar him from this virtual world. And it is at those moments where he is being beaten that Belle sees him and bonds with him, wishing to help him. And thus it goes beyond the virtual world to where she wants to find out who this person is in the real world and meet them. At first, you know, you think it's a classic Beauty and the Beast love tale. However, we find that it becomes something very, very much more than just, you know, a young girl's search to find a way to break out of her shell, as she begins to do so and find the confidence to do so not only in the virtual world and meet this beast and befriend him and protect him from these authorities, these other vigilantes out to destroy him. We find out that she is driven out of her shell due to this in the real world to try to find him, and we discover that the virtual world where he is being hunted and kept down and beaten is reflective of his situation in the real world, as he is being abused by his father and thus desperately needs help, you know, where his escape into the virtual world where he can let out his aggression somewhat peacefully, has turned negative as people hunt him down and beat him there as well, finding no peace in the virtual world and none in the real world, unfortunately. So it is up to Belle in the real world, this girl, this teenage girl, to try to befriend him in real life and get him the help that he needs. So this is a story of both a coming-of-age story of finding one's self-confidence, coming out of one's shell after a tremendous tragedy, and in addition to that, learning how to use that newfound strength to reach out and help others in need, in desperate need, very much so like her mother did in sacrificing herself to save someone she didn't even know, this child who was drowning. And that's the parallel that this movie makes between the two realities. And again, it is a beautifully put together movie with CGI type of anime style that is normally seen now today. I guess, this is by Studio Chizu, one of the up-and-coming, if not maybe the predominant anime studio now that Ghibli is, struggling, or at least, with Miyazaki kind of, out of the picture. Not as great as it once was, but Studio Chizu has come up to take its place, and this is definitely of the higher caliber that they have done. I would rate this as well as a Shaka thumbs up as being in the ballpark and quality level of Millennium Actress, and also the Japanese anime of Paprika. And honestly, it feels very much like Paprika, whereas the virtual world, the artificial reality through technology, is kind of very similar to how Paprika, the character in Paprika, goes into people's dreams to help provide them some type of psychotherapy or psychological therapy to get them through troubling times of their own, as a therapist who can go into people's minds, very much so like this virtual world, and jump in there and show them what needs to be done, or at least how they can use that virtual world to restructure their lives in the real world. So that's how this feels. It feels very Paprika-ish in, especially in the artificial reality, very much like Paprika's dreamscape. You have fantastical situations, riding a flying whale while singing to millions of people, crowds of millions, chanting your name, Belle, as famous as this person is. Very, very much I felt, a connection to Paprika in this movie, Belle. And again, it is a strong Shaka thumbs up. Very, very good as far as, for children, teenage children, maybe adolescents on the verge of teenagers, maybe having some trouble to look within themselves and kind of help them see, oh, I'm not the only one struggling. I can, use different techniques to get through my troubles like that, and kind of become a new me, or at least the me that I want to be, essentially. So yes, this is a very good film, well worth checking out wherever you can find it, however you can find it. Again, unfortunately, like most animated movies from Japan, like the foreign box office, you've really got to hunt and seek to find it. And unfortunately, even here in Hawaii, it was only showing Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at the movie theater, being of a very limited release, unfortunately, because I really wish that it had gotten a wider screening at other places. But unfortunately, you know, in addition to Scream, the new Hollywood movie that came out, Spider-Man, is still taking up a lot of air at the box office, you know, and at the theaters, letting very little films in. Not to mention there are very little being released from Hollywood for the rest of the month. Really, realistically, no new movies are coming out. So if you've seen Spider-Man, you don't want to see it again. You've seen it multiple times. You're tired of Scream already. You've seen everything else out there. Make a trek out to find this Japanese anime movie, BELLE, and you won't be disappointed. All right, thank you so much. This is Trinidad, the Island Man, your Island Man, giving, once again, BELLE a shaka thumbs up. It's visually spectacular, story-wise very strong, you know, and it's, you know, not a boring reinterpretation, but a reimagining of, you know, the classic Beauty and the Beast story, along with music and stunning visuals that really does justice to the Disney animated and even the Disney live action version. All right, thank you so much. Mahalo and aloha.